I'm Taimur Rahman. I teach political science at the Lahore University of Management Sciences, and I'm also the founder and spokesperson of the band called LAAL.
And I'm Mahvash Waqar. I do the backing vocals for the band LAAL.
So we have a lot of different campaigns, but the main campaign in the past was against dictatorship, and the main campaign in the present is against religious extremism and terrorism. Both of us grew up listening to music where musicians were talking about social issues. We were listening to people like Bruce Springsteen and Tracy Chapman and Bob Marley, and even in the context of South Asia, I mean, there's been so much music produced by progressive artists and writers, like Nayyira Noor when she sang Faiz in the high point of the dictatorship. Iqbal Bano sang Faiz, and Tahira Sayyed and others, etc. And that had a very strong appeal and resonance in the 1980s. So that's the kind of music we grew up listening to. I mean, not that we weren't listening to other music, but that's the kind of music we were listening to, and Pink Floyd and others, etc. So it was, in my mind at least, it was never the case that music could not talk about these issues. Because, this late 60s, 70s, and even up to the 80s in Pakistan, that's really what music really touched upon all the issues that concerned people.
You had mentioned that you traveled to South Asia, to other parts. What was your experience like, and where did you travel to?
It was wonderful, actually. Mainly to India we went, and we launched our second album over there with Times Music. So we did a series of concerts in Delhi, Calcutta, Mumbai, Pune, and Bangalore. So the response there was great. I mean, we had people singing along to our previous album as well, so that was quite shocking for us. Yeah. And just everywhere we went, we had such a great response. We got we'd do one performance, we'd get invited to do like 3 others, in the next 3 days, and it was just fantastic. We did like 14 concerts in like 17 days or something like that.
We went to do 5 concerts, and we ended up playing almost every day, and sometimes twice a day.
Yeah.
It was really, and we went to Calcutta. I went to Calcutta as well later. For another event. So we've been back and forth to India many times. Unfortunately, we haven't been to Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, or Nepal. Although I was invited to Bangladesh recently, there was a very major event that had been organized by progressive artists and writers there, and they had invited me as well. In fact, I'm on their board of governors or directors or whatever it is, but I wasn't able to make it to the event itself, which is it's one of my dreams to go to Bangladesh and perform, because I also sang a song for the Shabab movement in Bangladesh. I took a poem by Faiz, which he wrote on 23rd March 1971, and we did a music video. The video was made by Bengali music video directors, and the song was mine. And so I really want to go to Bangladesh and sing it for people there.
Yeah.
We've also been to Afghanistan. We performed in Kabul, we performed in Afghanistan. The arts, culture, music, cinema, I very strongly believe that this is what can bring people together. Between India and Pakistan, and in fact within all of South Asia, we have listened, we know each other's music, we know each other's language, we know each other, the musical motifs, we know those musical motifs. So music can play an instrumental role in creating peace in South Asia. In fact, of all the arts, painting, sculpture, etc., even theatre, I really believe that music can play the most important role in me. People they'll still end up fighting over cricket, but they won't fight over music, that's for sure.
In fact, I think people will remember the songs even inadvertently when they're doing their day-to-day.
Absolutely. All you have to do is bring people together and have them sing a song together. And when people come together, they sing a song together, they automatically begin to feel that sense of community. They begin to feel that sense of oneness. They begin to see what unites them. They begin to see the humanity in each other. And they begin to forget and to forgive, and to forget why they could not forgive each other.
When you've traveled to these countries, have you mainly performed to students and younger people, or like similar to what you did in Pakistan in terms of villages? What was...
Both, actually. I mean, when we did the Hard Rock Cafe tour, then of course we were playing in the Hard Rock Cafe, which is has its own audience. But we got invited to so many places, and we ended up playing in the streets of Delhi as well. We went to a locality where the local leftists, they just set up a stage right in the middle of the road and invited the whole mohalla. All the bachas came out and had a sound system. It started raining, in fact. We had to shut out most of our equipment, but still we put some equipment under, sort of clothes or whatever, under various things so that it wouldn't get wet. And we played a street concert in Delhi as well. And I did the same in Calcutta, etc. In fact, what we do is that when we do a high-end concert, we use the resources from that to cross-subsidize our street performances. Pakistan is a very active, civil society, despite all the years of, or maybe because of all the years of authoritarian government that we've had. It has quite a vibrant civil society, and so I think, although it's not that everybody's become an activist, but it's not uncommon for young people to be involved in various activist circles. Sometimes they're artistic circles, like for example, they'll be involved in street theatre or filmmaking. But I think on the whole, Lahoris in particular tend to be quite active in these sort of, lots of these small sort of organizations, theatre, music, activism, civil society promotion and so on. Yeah, I think Lahore has been the cultural center of progressive politics in Pakistan for a long time. I think one of the reasons perhaps is that it was the home of, the greats like Faiz and Jalib and, many others, Iqbal, etc. So, it enjoys a very rich tradition in Urdu poetry, despite the fact that everybody's a Punjabi. But they all love, there is a really strongly developed tradition of Urdu poetry and progressive Urdu poetry. So there's, once again now, the Park Tea House has refurbished itself, so people meet at the Park Tea House on a weekly basis, and the Progressive Writers Association has seen somewhat of a revival, etc. So I think Lahore remains the home of progressive cultural politics. It's not progressive politics. It's not the home of progressive politics, but it is the home of progressive cultural politics. Yeah. Politics still seems to be dominated by the Muslim League and by others, but the arts in Lahore tend to be dominated by progressive thinkers and artists.
So you were saying about music.
Yeah, so
building a sense of community.
Absolutely, you bring people together. They sing together, they dance together, they experience music together, and that builds a sense of community. It builds a bond between people. Akhiyan di lali dasdi hai ke roye tusi bhi roya si bhi. That the tears in your eye, or the redness of your eyes, tells me that you have cried and so have we. So it's time to acknowledge each other's hurt. It's time to acknowledge each other's pain and to move forward. And I really think that music can play that role of healing those wounds and building peace and friendship in India and Pakistan and all of South Asia. And that can lead to the mutual prosperity of all the South Asian countries. Because the better, the more peaceful we are, the less we have to spend on military and defense, the more we can spend on health and education, the more we can spend on economic development, the more we can exchange trade ideas, economically trade with each other, intellectually trade with each other. And these are the sort of things that develop civilizations. To be constantly at war and to be constantly building armaments and to neglect the well-being of the people is not going to be sustainable in the world today.
Thank you very much.
चले मेरे हमसफर इनकलाब की राह पर सुबह सवेरे की चाह में हम चले सब मिलकर तेरे और मेरे रास्ते होना जुदा तेरे और मेरे रास्ते रहे सदा ना जुदा आ